Okay, so dear friends, we in the last classes we have uh, looked upon the niyama and the yamas and their clinical applications, and in the Ashtang Yoga, the third limb and the most popular limb is asana. Okay, so Patanjali, you know, dedicates only 3 sutras for asanas and doesn't mention any of the asana. He actually, what is asana? He gives only this one sutra here, which is sthiram, sukham, asanam. So probably the shortest possible explanation of an asana that Patanjali gives. Patanjali is always very miserly for his words. So what does this indicate? That a person who is writing the most authoritarian text on yoga is dedicating only one sutra to explain asana. Hmm? So, so fundamentally, according to Patanjali, in the journey of evolution, ultimately, the role of the body is, you know, is only to be able to sit still and comfortably for a long time. So therefore, this indicates that yoga is a science which has a lot to do with your inner world, where you have to turn inwards and do something within yourself. And for you to do that, the condition is that your body should not be a hindrance. Hmm? So, so body is considered as a hindrance, and that hindrance has to be stabilized. That is how Patanjali looks at body. Hmm? So, on the contrary, we believe that yoga is something to beautify the body, to make you thin and make your body more attractive. So, this is in stark contrast of what Patanjali feels and what we take out as the benefits of yoga. Now, there is another interpretation. People also say that asanam also means a place where you sit. So, if I am sitting on a chair, this chair is moving. So, this is not a sthiram asanam. My where I sit also should be sthiram. And if it is poking or creating discomfort for me, it won't. This should be comfortable. So, the place on which you sit should be stable. It should be comfortable. This is one aspect. Second is that the body, the posture that you adopt with your body should be stable. So we can assume it both ways. Your place where you sit also should follow this, and your body should also be able to reach that. Okay. So then the natural question comes, then why do other yogis, Swatma Rama, we see Gheranda, prescribing so many different kind of asanas, kriyas. There is no mention of kriya at all. So Vamana, your Neti, all those things, it is not there. तो क्रिया भी नहीं बताया है और आसन भी नहीं बताया है. तो पतंजलि कहना क्या चाहते हैं? और आर दीज पीपल हु आर प्रिस्क्राइबिंग दिस थिंग, आर दे मिसिंग समथिंग? और so what is your opinion on that? And people online also can contribute about this question. Yeah.
Sir, I think that is a preliminary text. Like first, Patanjali thinks that is already done. So, but according to Patanjali, I feel he feels that that is already done. It is कि ये तो पहले से ही हो रखा है. That is done, and then उसके बाद he has done gone deeper.
So Aditi feels that Patanjali feels that that is a prerequisite. It is already been done, and that's why it is not needed. Any other opinions? क्वेश्चन क्लियर है ना सबको? पतंजलि क्यों इंपॉर्टेंस नहीं दे रहा है आसन और प्राणायाम को, जो हट रत्नावली में, हिरण्य संहिता में और हठयोग प्रदीपिका में 15 आसन है. हठयोग प्रदीपिका में 15 आसन आर मेंशन. सो व्हाई पतंजलि डिड नॉट ड्वेल अपॉन इट? पतंजलि गलत है या वो लोग गलत है या क्या मिस हो रहा है? कुछ सोच के बताओ भाई, हरियाणा वाले. हाँ.
पर कोई गलत नहीं है एक्चुअली. मुझे मेरा पर्सनल ओपिनियन है, ही वांटेड टू मेक दिस टेक्स्ट कंसाइज, आई थिंक सो. और गलत तो पतंजलि नहीं है, और दूसरे लोग जो भी लोग व्याख्या कर रहे हैं, तो वो अलग अलग एनर्जी सेंटर्स का उन्होंने व्याख्या किया है। वो बताते हैं कि जो भी
दोनों भी गलत नहीं है।
कोई गलत तो कोई भी नहीं है।
योग भार से
वो
भी
फर्क
14 का मेंशन किया हो।
हाँ
करेक्ट।
इसका जो एक्सप्लेनेशन किया योग भार में।
नहीं नहीं, हम बात कर रहे हैं पतंजलि ने क्या बोला। पतंजलि पे किसने टीका की वो बात अलग है। पतंजलि का माइंडसेट और स्वात्मारामा का माइंडसेट, उन दोनों के दिमाग में क्या चल रहा है।
सर, इन बातों को अगर हम विभूति पाद में भी देखते हैं कि वो उन्होंने अलग अलग सिद्धियों का वर्णन किया कि नाभि चक्र ये, फिर सूर्य संयम में ये, तो बहुत सारी सिद्धियों का तो उन्होंने छोड़ दिया है, बिकॉज ही वांटेड टू मेक दिस टेक्स्ट कंसाइज। मुझे जहां तक समझ
नहीं, कंसाइज करने में भी हम किसी चीज को निकालते हैं तो कुछ लॉजिक से निकालते हैं ना, दूसरी चीजें क्यों नहीं निकाली? यही क्यों निकाला? विभूति पाद को इतना लंबा क्यों किया? उसमें से काट के यहाँ आसन डाल सकता था। नहीं, कंसाइज करने में क्वेश्चन वो नहीं है, कंसाइज किया ठीक है, पर उसमें से आसन क्यों निकाल दिए, क्रिया क्यों निकाल दी? यस।
Guess what hypothesis is that Patanjali was a compiler of yoga, and while compiling, as you rightly said, he was very discerning on what to focus and what to reduce and concise. Even the first two shlokas of Patanjali Yoga Sutra, he wants to deal with the mind and take it to Kaivalya. And his intentions of that are very clear. He goes deeply into describing the Vibhuti Pada so intricately because he knows that this is a faster process towards Kaivalya and people will develop siddhis, but he does not want them to be caught up in siddhis and move beyond that. So his intention is towards leading people to Kaivalya. In fact, that could be the reason why he did not even get into practices, and that came in the second chapter. The first chapter was sadhana pada and not it got into why are we going to study this, and then
No, first chapter is samadhi pada.
sorry, samadhi pada.
Okay, fine. So here Sejal makes a point that Patanjali's aim is Kaivalya, and there he feels mind is more important than body. But then Swatmarama's aim is not Kaivalya, samadhi only, no? क्या भाई गौतम भाई कुछ बोलो?
Maybe he just speaks about the broad things. Then later, people, when understand is happening, in each step, like how they should use, they involved.
सर सूत्र में सिंपल समझ में आ रहा है, मेंशन कर दिया है श्रेष्ठ आसन। आप जिस भी स्थिति में बैठ सकते हो, आप बैठिए वही आसन, जरूरी नहीं है हम इस आसन में बैठे यही वृक्षासन लगाएं। अगर हम वृक्षासन में कंफर्टेबल हैं तो वृक्षासन।
एंड उस आसन पे बैठ पाने के लिए, बॉडी को रेडी करने के लिए स्वात्मारामा ने ये साइंसेस बनाई कि आप फलाना तरीके से, एक रोगी तो किसी भी आसन में वो लेटे हुए भी पेन में कहार रहा होता है, तो निरोग कर पाने के लिए शरीर को कि आदमी लेटे भी भगवान का नाम, लोग अस्पताल के बेड में कंप्लीटली रेस्टेड पोजीशन में है, सुपाइन में हो, प्रोन में हो, बट वो इतने पेन में कहार रहे हैं कि वो दे आर नॉट एबल टू रीच टू देयर हायर स्टेट ऑफ बीइंग, दे आर इन पेन. So how the body can be not diseased, pain free, in a condition fit and be able to do their duties and be able to commit to that divine goal.
Okay, Shreyas wants to say something.
Yes, sir. So, before Chitta Shuddhi, it is prerequisite to do Ghata Shuddhi, Snayu Shuddhi, and Prana Shuddhi. So, I think Patanjali Yoga Sutra focuses mainly on Chitta Shuddhi, and it is assumed that Ghata Shuddhi, Prana Shuddhi, and Snayu Shuddhi has already been done.
Oh, Shreyas is giving a very precise answer, which is in line with what Aditi said. Any other views? Fine. So, yes, as he also said, Sthiram Sukham Asanam. Ultimately, there is another understanding that जो आसन जो लिखे हैं हठ योग प्रदीपिका में, वो आसन, those asanas are something which, what is the benefit of asana that hठ योग pradipika describes? Shangalagavam. And क्या सूत्र क्या है? हटस्य प्रथमांगत्वात् Hmm.
Tadasanam
Kuryatadasanam stairyam
Arogyam
arogyam
Chamanarava.
Stairyam, Arogyam, Chang Laghavam. So benefit of asana is you will develop stairyam. And when you develop stairyam, you are into Patanjali's asana. Okay. So Patanjali says that after doing all those asanas prescribed by Hatha Yoga, once your body is fit enough, if it has developed sufficient level of lightness, Chang Laghavam, lightness in the body, and free from diseases, Arogyam. So asanas are to maintain health, to remove diseases, and also to bring lightness and stability in the body. Okay. So you do all those asanas, make your body fit. Once your body is fit, you will be able to sit still for a long time. Okay. So we will go with this understanding that Patanjali, understands that people who are getting into the path of Chitta Shuddhi or higher evolution are following the necessary prerequisite of keeping their body fit by doing asanas. Okay. And also, it is not only sufficient to keep the body fit to do asana. What are the other two things required to do an asana in the way the Patanjali wants? No.
Stability and
Focus on the
Siram
infinite.
Sukham asana. Huh?
focus on the infinite.
There are two more things which Patanjali says that are necessary to get into this state. No, they are the after effects. After you get into stable posture, you expand your consciousness. But one is you do asanas, keep your body light, healthy, and fit. That is one. But other, there are two more things without which asana is not possible. Yama and niyam. So, अगर आप यम नियम का फॉलो नहीं करोगे, क्योंकि पहले आसन नहीं बोला, पहले यम नियम. यम और नियम अगर ब्रेक होंगे, no matter how fit your body is, you will not be able to sit still. So, one of the tests that we can simply do is assume the most comfortable posture that you can. And then put the timer on. Okay. And then see how long can you sit without moving at all. Anybody has tried like that anytime? What is your time limit here? 15 minutes. Huge.
DRT में लेटना
Any posture, you should not sleep, but
the DRT 20
without moving. तुम मुंह होते रहते हो, मैं देखता हूँ तुम्हारे पैर हिलते रहते हैं. हाँ.
I've never timed it, sir, but in Vipassana I sit still for a long time.
Without moving at all. Only breath moves. How many minutes?
I was not aware of
Hours?
I was not aware of time, sir.
I was not aware of.
Never done it? Huh? Few hours. कितने घंटे? हम टेस्ट लगा देंगे, यहाँ पे बिठा देंगे आप. हाँ, कितने देख के बताओ, फिर मैं एक कंपटीशन लगाने वाला हूँ.
I've not timed it but maybe around 19 minutes.
19 minutes. बताओ भाई हरियाणा वाले. हाँ मैडम. हाँ.
Forward leg folding.
हाँ. हैं? चलो फिर हो जाए.
Leg folding.
जो भी जैसा भी whichever asana. Ready? Tomorrow. Patanjali Yoga Hall. Challenge. Accepted. Aditi देखो यार, कुछ करके दिखाओ.
15 मिनट ही बहुत है.
Okay, so what we are going to do is just to have a better self-reflection on ourselves. What is our limit? Tomorrow, what is there? Tomorrow rounds are there.
Hopefully go down.
OPD is also there. Day after tomorrow also is OPD. Saturday क्या है? Friday we will do.
Academic.
Academics is there.
But today we have.
Today.
Sir, on account of Rath Saptami, sir.
Ratha Saptami will do 108 Surya Namaskaras that we usually do. सबको करना है, अभी प्रैक्टिस शुरू कर दो. 108 सूर्य नमस्कार होंगे ग्राउंड पे. 16th Feb. Okay, start 2020 start from today. Okay, आप लोगों को तो हरियाणा वालों को तो स्टेज पे खड़ा करूंगा, रुकना नहीं है वहां पे. तो ठीक है, टुडे you have proper lunch. All of you meet me at 3 p.m. in Patanjali Yoga Hall. Okay, and we are going to put a timer and sit in your most comfortable. Shavasana भी okay है, पर आपका snoring का आवाज नहीं आना चाहिए. 3 p.m. everybody come to Patanjali Yoga Hall. We'll prepare a list and we'll document your time. कितने time तक आप बिना हिले बैठ गए. I will be the judge. Okay, fine. So 30 minutes. Okay. So if you do an asana, when do you call it asana siddhi? How many hours? 2.5 hours. If you do an asana for 2.5 hours, it is called as asana siddhi. What do you mean by asana siddhi? What do you mean by asana siddhi?
मेरा concept ये है कि each asana is having some impact on particular energy center. For example, Siddhasana is having for root center. Different asanas like Bhujangasana is having one specific energy.
तो आसन सिद्धि का मतलब?
आसन सिद्धि का मतलब ये होता है कि वो जो भी energy center है, that is going to be stimulated, that is going to be activated.
2.5 hour में ही होगा, उसके पहले नहीं होगा.
नहीं. It is that duration.
He feels that the chakra that asana works on will work only after 2.5 hours.
Means continuous. It is not like that 2.5
फिर 2.5 hour का क्या रोल? आसन सिद्धि का मीनिंग पूछ रहा हूं. एक्टिवेट तो फिर तो जाते से शुरू हो रहा है ना एक्टिवेशन.
प्राण का प्रवाह वहां तक पहुंचने में, कंटिन्यूअस वहां पर फ्लो होने में, नाड़ियों की प्यूरिफिकेशन के बाद इट विल टेक टाइम ना. सो इट शुड बी कंटिन्यूअस. ऐसा नहीं है कि आज हमने 2.5 आवर्स किया, इट इज गोइंग टू बी एक्टिवेटेड. इट हैज टू बी कंटिन्यूअस.
ओके,
दैट इज माय परसेप्शन.
आसन सिद्धि का मीनिंग क्या होता है मैडम? Asana Siddhi means whatever Patanjali says next, you will be able to observe those phenomena in your asanas. It means Tato Dvandva Anabhigataha. When you are in that asana for 2.5 hours, pleasure, pain, heat, cold will not work on your body. No matter how hot it is, how cold it is, you will sit comfortably. There are Buddhist monks, no? They sit in ice, sit on ice. And you put towels on them, that towel dries off. So heat and cold will not affect you, no matter how hot it is, how cold it is. No kind of pleasure or pain. It is almost like a samadhi sthiti.
सर उसमें वो भी हम कह सकते हैं कि वो अन्नमय कोश का हमारा ये कर रहा है, उसमें भी स्टेबिलिटी का दैट वी कैन कोरिलेट. ये भी एक फैक्टर.
Okay. So this is Sthiram Sukham Asanam. So one important aspect is that it should be comfortable. It should not be drawing your attention to your body again and again. अगर आपका ध्यान बार बार आपके शरीर पे जा रहा है, जैसे कपड़ा टाइट है, your clothes are very tight, so your attention is again and again going to the body, then your mind is not free to turn inwards to go to the next dimension. So ultimately, all kriyas, purification of the orifices of the body, taking sattvic diet, doing mitahara, eating less, all those that Hatha Yoga Pradipika describes are ultimately to prepare the body so that when you sit, your body should not become a hindrance and you should be able to transcend that. Okay? So definitely then asana is something that can lead to what? Arogyam. So the way we are using more asanas in our therapeutic thing, it is correct because you need a fit body. you need lightness in the body. So in therapeutic modules, asana should be there. Correct? Because it is giving arogyam and changalaghavam, lightness and arogya to the body. But if the aim is kaivalya, then after making your body ready, you have to go to the next step and drop asanas and get into this kind of domain. Then once you have reached that state, sthiram, sukham, then what you should do? Prayatna shaithilyam. To get into asana siddhi, prolonging the time that you can sit in, there is a tip that Patanjali gives. Patanjali says, if you want to sit in a asana without moving for a long time, initially assume a comfortable posture, use your willpower not to move it, and then once you reach your limit of 15 minutes, I can't do it anymore. Today when 3 p.m. we will do it. Once you reach your limit that I now ab hilna padega, then you do this exercise. What you do? Drop all the efforts to remain in that asana. Relax. And then in front of your closed eyes, you imagine whatever you understand by the word infinite. अनंत शब्द से जो भी आपको समझ में आता है बंद आंखों के सामने लाइए. अनंत, आकाश, empty space or an ocean, and feel that your consciousness is merging into that and you are expanding up to infinity in all the directions in 360 degree. With each exhalation, expand more and more, more and more, more. And the more you expand, the more rock solid your body will become. It will become more stable.
Sir, there is one doubt. As you told, कि 2.5 hours is needed. So अगर मयूरासन को देखें तो मयूरासन we do for a few seconds only. उसमें कहाँ से 2.5 hours? How?
नहीं, योगी इसके पावर को अंडर एस्टिमेट नहीं करना है. जो उसकी सिद्धि करेगा वो कर देगा. ठीक है ना? So all these asanas, yogis have all these asanas have come because those yogis went into samadhi in those asanas. It is not that they discovered asana to go into samadhi. When they went into that state of consciousness, their body automatically assumed that posture. Because through that particular, energy modification that they could align with the cosmic energy. So asanas we are imitating them so that, okay, we also get aligned. But they first aligned in samadhi and then their body curled and twisted into that asana. Therefore, it is Gauraksha asana. Gauraksha went into samadhi in that asana. When he went into samadhi, his body became like that. So when you expand in infinity, you cannot keep your spine bent. You have to keep your spines erect. Some people have to turn fully back. Some people have to completely curl back. Because as you expand, your chest chakra has to merge into that. So you have to open it. So all these asanas are the chakra opening up and, they are getting into different postures. You understand? So this is when Ananta Samapatti happens, then the posture becomes more stabilized. Okay? So it is here that there may be a slight movement, but that movement will not be towards distraction. It will be towards more stability. You understand? When you are sitting like this, after a certain time, you will move, but you will not move to do this. You will move to do this. इतना स्ट्रेच हो जाएगा आपका स्पाइन की उसको जगह ही नहीं बचेगी स्ट्रेच होने के लिए, क्योंकि आप इतने एक्सपांड होते जा रहे हो. समझ रहे हो? So that will be allowed. But we will understand that you are doing it for distraction or for stability in the posture. But we will see. But उसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि आपका उंगली हिलेगा या कुछ हिलेगा. कुछ नहीं हिलेगा. थोड़ा सा स्पाइन आपका और स्ट्रेट अगर हो रहा है, तो that is allowed. Okay?
meditation in fact, like it brings me back so much. इसके इधर पैर नम पड़ जाते हैं और जब वो अलती पलती में बैठते हैं, attention kind of mind expand होता है, but वापस से वो उधर आ जाता है. The attention comes into that pain of.
So it means you need more asana practice. You are developing heaviness. It means the Chang Laghavam has not happened according to Hatha Yoga Pratipika. So those people only, all other asanas, Viparita Karani asana, all asanas should be practiced so that your body develops that capacity, your blood vessels become so supple that even sitting, they are able to pump the blood, it doesn't accumulate. So that is आरोग्यम चांग लाघवम. People who develop, जिनके पैरों में चींटी आ जाती है, उनको आसन और करने हैं, अलग अलग आसन, उनको बॉडी को अभी फिट ही नहीं है बॉडी बैठने के लिए. ठीक है. तो one is overcoming the obstacles by the mind, other is you need more asana practice. If you are developing tingling in your limbs, definitely you need more asana practice. Okay, so please do not underestimate asanas. So prayatna shaitilyam, samapatti means what? There are different words, no? We see that samapatti is one word that has been used. Other, we also see samadhi. What is the difference between samadhi, samapatti? Prayatna shaithilyam ananta samapatti. Samapatti. It means you dissolve or merge yourself into that. So, in infinite. So you have to use your mind power, expand your consciousness. What happens? Have you ever tried expanding yourself to infinity? Spreading your wings far and wide in infinite sky, in all the directions. What happens physiologically? What should happen? Tension in the muscle releases, body becomes more stable like a rock. What happens to the breath? Your breath will almost come to a stoppage. It will become, if you expand, breath has to stop. If you breathe, you have to contract. This is this inverse relationship between expansion and breathing. More expanded you are, the more difficult you will find to breathe. And more relaxed you are, the lesser the breath you will need. So this is the practice that people do, yogis do, that their metabolic rate goes so low, oxygen consumption becomes so low that whether they are breathing or not also you can't understand. But very subtle pulse remains. This is known as suspended animation. There are yogis, no? Swami Rama and all, who have completely stopped their heartbeat, EEG, ECG, perceiving nothing. But in their core, one pulse of life remains, which is not traceable by any instrument. They have expanded so much कि वो बस एक simple एक thread से वो body से जुड़े रहते. And it is possible, you know, that it may break out at any time. It requires very, you know, specific training to expand like that and be able to come back. There are many yogis who have expanded and were not able to come back and left the body. So it also requires stimulation of certain energy centers, especially in Nabhi chakra. So you have to keep applying oil to the Nabhi, keep giving it massage. Whenever such yogis do, there are special places in Himalayas, in the caves, where they know the techniques through which the minimal, you have to keep pouring water into the mouth, because he will not realize, but if you don't give water, his kidneys will shut down. So even if the person is in animation, they keep putting water. They also put that nasogastric tube हम डालते हैं ना सूत्र नीति का, only use is not cleaning this. They actually put the sutra in the nose and do nasogastric feeding to the yogi who is in samadhi. Because his body has to sustain. Body का there are its own laws. Kidney will shut down. So these are procedures which are done. I have met a person who came from Himalayas. He says there is a colony of 1.5 lakh sadhus within Himalayas. And to reach there, you have to go to this place in Uttarakhand known as Phulo Ki Ghati. From there, you have to walk for 3 days, day and night. And only these yogis know the way. 3 days you have to walk. After that, you reach there somewhere. Nobody can come there. And the mention of this place is also there in autobiography of a yogi, Mahavatar Baba and those people. So at one place where Mahavatar Babaji was sitting on a tip of a mountain there, and there was a person who was mad behind Mahavatar Babaji. He, at any cost, wanted to search Mahavatar Baba and join his stoli. He had 5 disciples with him, and he used to carry a danda, and his dialogue was, Dera danda uthao. You know, that was the dialogue. and they would vanish. So they say that they would hide behind the sun rays. कहाँ छुपते थे? Where they would hide? Hide behind the sun rays. ऐसा, that is the mention in autobiography of a yogi. So these people, 5 disciples and Mahatar Babaji, people have seen them in Kumbh Mela, and there has been interaction like that. So this fellow, only mission of his life, he left his wife, family, everything. Firm belief that Mahatar Babaji is there. He's around that Himalaya, Banaras, that region. And I want to meet him. So started roaming in that area. Whatever he could get, kandamul khata tha, ghumta tha. 3 years he was roaming, roamed 3 years, not finding, but didn't give up. So one day on the tip of such a mountain, Mahatar Babaji, their fire is lit, his 5 disciples are there, his danda is there, he's sitting, and they are having some deep conversations about the whole planet, about the whole cosmos. People also say that Rajnikant was guided by Mahatar Babaji. Rajnikant has made a movie also on Mahatar Babaji. You have seen that? YouTube mein there is a scene. Rajnikant meets Mahatar Babaji in Himalayas. People also say that Narendra Modi ji, when he was in Himalayas, he got in touch with Mahatar Babaji, and he's guided. He's having some higher guidance. So these are the things, but there are many people who have written like that. So what happens is, one second. Hello, Kishore ji. हाँ, मैं आया हूँ किशोर जी, 15 मिनट्स में मेरा क्लास खत्म हो जाएगा, देन आई एम गोइंग टू गो टू पर्सनल सेक्शन. हाँ, ओके. So then this person sees some light which chal raha hai. Wherever he would see light, he had a habit of climbing. So in the middle of the night, 12 a.m., this fellow suddenly climbs up and stands there. Mahatar Babaji is sitting, disciples are sitting. Suddenly, Babaji, how could you come here? He says. Mahatar Babaji says, no, you know everything. I have been searching for you for 3 years. Now this life is for you. Everything is for you. I want to be with you. I can do anything for you. Very intense. Say, you will do anything for me? Yes, sir. Yes. Then jump from this mountain. Jump down from this mountain. For a second he waits, jumps. Instantly jumps. Then Babaji sends his disciple down. All bones broken. Dead. He's brought back. Then all his karmashaya, everything is cleared by Babaji. He comes back. And now he is in the toli. He's there among them. So full karma, all the karmas, but one pointed devotion. That you can give your prana. If you can offer your prana ahuti, then it doesn't matter ki aapka kitna karma ka baggage hai. You get. Same thing happened with Ramakrishna Paramhamsa also. Kali didn't come till he took up the sword to kill him. He would have killed him. Definitely he would have killed him. It was so intense at that moment. Kali had to come. Kali had to come. So prayatna shaithilyam ananta samapatti. So this is we are talking about the intensity with which people follow the path of yoga. So therefore we have to, when you expand, when you reach that particular kind of a state, your prana becomes a very faint pulse. Then what happens? Tato dvandva anabhighatah. What does this mean? Then the dualities being beyond disturbance, anabhighatah. The forces of dualities cannot create a disturbance. So there is a lot of inertia within us where our body has a tendency to move. But when you cross a certain threshold, you get onto the other side of the inertia. Now your body doesn't move, no matter what happens. And when people are in samadhi, in that state, nature also protects them. अगर वो समाधि में होगा और भूकंप आएगा तो सब कुछ टूटेगा, लेकिन उसको कुछ नहीं होगा. Even if there is a earthquake and he is in samadhi, everything will break, but that fellow will be protected. So tato dvandva anabhighatah. Now, why when a person becomes sthiram sukham, expanded to infinity, why he should overcome the forces of dualities? What is the mechanism? Anybody?
Then and only we can enter the higher state of consciousness. Once we are overcome. छोटी छोटी चीजों में ही परेशान हो जाएंगे तो higher consciousness.
नहीं, पर ये क्या mechanism क्या है? What is the mechanism through which why expansion gives me the strength to cross beyond pleasure and pain, heat and cold?
But we don't relate ourselves to the body itself.
So my consciousness has crossed videha avastha ki taraf, videha layanam. Now I am no more body. No, I am something beyond it. Therefore, the forces of dualities that are working on the body do not affect me. The more I feel that I am body, the more I will be affected by the things. So, overall, the purpose of the whole process of asana is to take you beyond body consciousness. Okay? So, then the forces of dualities, the person will be able to cross. So, how many of you have exposed yourself to extremes of temperatures? How many of you can, in hot weather also, can sleep without fan? Even if it is sweating,
Yes.
can you sleep without fan in hot? 45, 47, 49. You can tolerate cold easily. But if it is hot, say it is 49 degrees Celsius outside, electricity went away. Night, no electricity. And you have to sleep. Will you get sleep or not?
There have been some instances like that it happens when we can't do anything.
कुछ नहीं कर सकते तो सो जाता है. If you are sufficiently tired and you can't do anything, then you sleep. It means you slept and you had the potential to sleep. And when you had no choice. Correct? It means you have the strength to do that within you. But you don't test yourself only. आपके पास वो ताकत तो है, लेकिन जब आपको जबरदस्ती उसमें फेंका जाता है तभी आपकी ताकत बाहर आती है, नहीं तो वो बाहर नहीं आती, नहीं तो नखरे चलते रहते. So yoga is the path where you deliberately, this is tapa. Whenever Patanjali says tapa swadhyaya ishwar pranidhan, this is tapa. Can I test my own limits? Where do I stand? It is not a competition with anybody else. Your competition is yours with yourself only. आपके अंदर वो शक्ति है, लेकिन वो शक्ति को आप खुद ही रोक के रखें. आप उसको बाहर आने ही नहीं देते. Yogis say that temperatures are only in the mind, they are not there outside. Even in very hot weather, if you are emotionally intensely involved in some movie, you forget that it is hot. So wherever the mind is, ठंडा गरम सब mind में होता है. I have seen people who can't sit without AC in 20 degrees Celsius. Morning when you get up, their whole floor is wet. Otherwise, they don't get sleep. Now see, your margin has become so narrow. Now you are surviving between 20 to 25 degree only. Beyond that, you will die. It is like a bacteria you have become. So please expand your survival temperatures. Please expand the range of temperature in which you can survive comfortably. This is tato dvandva anabhighataha. If you want to do that, start sitting in an asana. Put a timer. At least, every day, give 5-10 minutes to this exercise. You will get great strength by doing that. You will become much more cognitively flexible. This is strength, no? Otherwise, what is strength? Strength is how much adaptable I am in a situation where I have no choice. So therefore, all these yogis, you see, there are hundreds and thousands of Naga sadhus. You have seen in Kumbh Mela, they never wear clothes. How much it shivers वहां दिल्ली, हरिद्वार, ऋषिकेश में क्या टेम्परेचर गिरता है आपको पता है? वो रोज सुबह उठ के दिन में 4 बार गंगा में नहाते. Ganga ka the water, if you touch, you will get current in winter. 4 times a day, these people take bath in Ganges. This is the rule of a Naga sadhu. Without clothes, bhasma on the body. And it is not 1 or 2, there are lakhs of them. One has one hand up, it is up for 12 years. His nails are growing up to here. This is his tapa. Other fellow is on one leg only, that leg full it has wasted, muscles have wasted. It is like a polio leg, but it was a normal leg. Their hair are going. So, why all this tapa? देखे कि नहीं आपने कुंभ मेले में कौन कौन गया है अभी तक? कुंभ मेले में जाना चाहिए. That is our संस्कृति. अभी तो महाकुंभ था इतना बड़ा यूपी में. Then you will understand where we come from, where are our roots. You will be amazed, astonished. And there are real yogis there. वहां पे महावतार बाबा जी भी घूमते रहते. कुंभ में, हर कुंभ में जाते. So, if it is there, never miss a chance, never miss a chance. हमको जीवन में एक बार तो कुंभ देखना ही चाहिए. So, this is because they have reached that tato dvandva anabhighataha kind of a stage. Buddhist monks also do tremendous things. Their stability of sitting, their strength of mind. You saw one thing where there was a fire and this monk was sitting. It is there. I think Karthik showed me. So, stretching the limits beyond body. That is the main aim, that you have to prepare the body. Swami Vivekananda used to say that you all aspire to get into samadhi, correct? And become one with the universe. But even if 0.001% of it enters into your body, you will undergo short circuit. आपका fuse उड़ जाएगा. Because your nerves cannot carry that current only right now. आपके नसों में ही उतना स्ट्रेंथ नहीं है कि वो उस इनफाइनाइट करंट को ले सके. इसलिए आपको समाधि किसी को नहीं मिल रहा है, मुझे भी नहीं मिल रहा है. So why we are not into that state of expansion? Because simply the hardware is not prepared only for that. We have never done tapa. We are very chui-mui kind of people. And without tapa, without preparing, Swami Vivekananda used to say, you need nerves of steel to progress on the path of yoga. Steel के nerve होने चाहिए. So, for that, the test is how long can you sit without moving an inch. That is real strength. That shows how much mastery you have got onto your own system, how much depth you have got into your own sadhana. बाकी आप दुनिया भर के books पढ़ रहे होंगे, you may be reading a lot of philosophy, listening to many things. When it comes on the ground, it is an objective test. How long can you sit without moving? A bhakta will put his head on the feet of his Ishta Devata, and he will be there for days together. See, ultimately, whether he is a bhakti yogi, whether he is Raj yogi, Jnana yogi, Karma yogi, they will have to reach this state where they are sitting without moving. A Jnana yogi will completely get into a state of neti. I am not the body. I am not the mind. I am not the thought. I am not the emotion. Complete nothingness, shunya. He will go into samadhi in shunya. That's why he will not move. This is vipassana. A Raj Yogi will deliberately, his willpower, determination, I have to reach. He will not move. Karma Yogi, because he doesn't have any baggage of karma itself, will have lightness in his body and he will sit. Bhakti Yogi, in his prayer, in Bal Asana, he will sit. Then won't move. You understood? So, you have to keep testing yourself. Where do I stand? Ultimately, what is the purpose of life? What is the purpose of life, Amma? What is the purpose of life?
Okay.
Why?
To go back to the source.
Why?
So that we know we're not this.
What? No purpose of life. Good, honest. What is the purpose of life?
Liberation, I think, freedom.
Hmm.
Just to serve the ultimate consciousness as an instrument.
Sir. Purpose of life, Sejal madam. Moksha. Ultimately. What is moksha? Oh, don't tell another word. Please make me understand what is that state. Ultimately, people say moksha. What is moksha? Why you want to merge? No, not comfortable as you are. क्यों चाहिए भाई मोक्षत्व? नहीं चाहिए. क्यों चाहिए? बोरिंग है वहां अकेले जाके बैठ के क्या करेंगे? इतना मजा आ रहा फ्रेंड से.
तो मुफ्त यहाँ भी मिल सकता है.
हाँ.
जरूरत है.
Why? We are happy with our family, husband, children. Why I want to leave them and go?
It's not explainable. It's a drive feeling inside.
Drive.
You feel it inside.
But if I don't have drive, fine, no, for me. Dharma, artha. I don't have drive.
I think maybe we're not aware of that drive, but it is in all of us. Maybe it's covered by the ignorance. Maybe, but it's inside.
But till I am not aware, it's okay, right? I can be comfortable. You can't force me towards moksha, correct? Yes. What is the purpose of life?
It's like getting better by myself, where I can reach to my higher self, where I feel okay.
I have manifested my fullest potential. I have manifested myself to my fullest potential. I know something is there within me, but it is not able to come out. Can I flower? Can my personality flower to its fullest in all the dimensions possible? क्या भाई जीवन का पर्पस क्या है भाई? शांतिपूर्ण जीवन यापन करना. वो तो बहस भी कर रही है यार. शांति में है, घास चल रही है, बैठी है आराम से, सड़क के बीच में भी बैठ जाती है, ट्रैफिक में भी नहीं हिलती. इतना समत्वम है उसको. पर वो शांति में है और जीवन यापन कर रही है. भैंस को कभी देखा गुस्से में? यू सॉ एनी बफेलो इन एंगर? वेरी आराम से, वेरेवर यू पुट, जो भी दिया खा लिया, आराम से रह लिए. एक्सट्रीम तमस ऑल्सो अपीयर्स लाइक एक्सट्रीम सत्वा. हाँ, क्या भाई जीवन का कुछ पर्पस है कि नहीं है? हाँ, आपका क्या पर्पस है? मैं ये पूछ रहा हूँ, आपका क्या पर्पस है जीवन का? सोसाइटी को सर्व करना. क्यों भाई? हाँ, सबका भला चाहते हैं. श्रेयस, यस प्लीज.
Yes, sir. So, Bhoga Apavargartham, to experience and to be liberated from Prakriti.
Liberated, peace of mind. Gunjita says peace of mind. Dr. Rama says Atma merges with the God to avoid further cycles of birth and death. No, the question is why to avoid birth? It is nice, no? Beautiful earth. Again and again, I want to come, go to Himalaya, see the ocean. Huh?
I always think like that. I
Hmm.
always have that
Hmm.
deep feeling of moksha.
Hmm. See, moksha means, yes, Gunjita.
सर और जैसे निश्चय पक्का करना कि हम लोग को अगर जन्म मिला है तो व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ आवर लाइफ एंड वी शुड नो दैट व्हाई आर वी हियर फॉर, तो उसके लिए भी सर दैट इज इम्पोर्टेंट।
That is the question I am asking you. आप
सर
बताइए
निश्चय पक्का करना, व्हाट
See,
इज
our purpose
द
of life is
एम ऑफ
to have a strong nischaya towards what?
टुवर्ड्स द हाईएस्ट गोल सर, अपना ट्रू पोटेंशियल आइडेंटिफाई करना, दैट इज इम्पोर्टेंट। जब हमें हमारा ट्रू पोटेंशियल पता चलेगा देन वी कैन रिफ्लेक्ट ऑन द हायर पॉसिबिलिटीज।
Even what we understand to be happiness is never free of pain.
Yes.
It's we ultimately want to know that happiness that which is just expanding, which is not bounded.
So Patanjali also says, no, parinam tap dukkha samskar. So he says that ultimately you will realize that everything will turn into pain. Second thing is that moksha is a state, ऐसी स्थिति है जहां पे आपको infinite freedom है. You have infinite freedom. How many of you, if you have the freedom, would like to go back in time and change certain things? Raise your hand. How many of you would like to go forward in time and see what is going to happen? How many of you would like to sit here and instantly reach US or zoom in wherever you want to be? How many of you want to just travel anywhere, any moment that you can go? How many of you want to know all the secrets of this creation? So this and much more, everything. How many of you want to be free from aging? How many of you don't want to grow old? How many of you don't want disease? How many of you don't want to die? So it is a state. It is a definite state. What is the age of Mahatar Babaji? He is a 22-year-old young man. But since how long is the mention of Mahatar Babaji? His first meeting and all that has happened when? Easily the history goes more than 600 years. But he is a 22-year-old young man. His photos are also there. He's young. So he has overcome the law of aging process. He has found out that, okay, how do you stop aging of this body? He could find out those genes and he has put them off. Aging के जीन बंद कर दिए उन्होंने. So there are yogis where you, Dandi Maharaj, you remember? There the Alexander's soldiers cut his arm. He was walking. They said to stop. He said, I don't stop for anybody. Then they ran behind him. He kept walking. Then they cut his arm. Arm fell down. He kept walking. 10 steps, another arm was there. 10 steps, he again continued to walk with another arm. It was full arm as if it was a... If lizard can grow a tail, definitely there are certain genes that we can also grow. Liver regenerates. Liver, you cut it up to 1/3 also, if it remains, again full liver comes back. So regenerative potential, so omnipotent cells are there, no? You get into Kumbhaka, you generate that atmosphere of hypoxia. Then there is a gene. it is a factor, hypoxia inducing factor, HIF. If it gets activated, the whole organogenesis that happens in a fetus. Why organs develop in a fetus? Because it is an atmosphere of complete anaerobic metabolism. It is complete hypoxia. There is no oxygen there. And in that atmosphere, only the pluripotent stem cells, they can come out from the bone marrow and circulate throughout the blood and generate organs. As soon as the baby gets born and breathes the first breath, these pluripotent stem cells which are circulating in the blood again go back and hide in the bone marrow, because that atmosphere is low oxygen atmosphere. They can survive only when there is low oxygen. So in yogi, when they go into suspended animations, they generate the same physiological atmosphere where they don't need oxygen. And they get into that state where the fetus was there in the womb of the mother. And therefore, they get a new body. They regenerate it. These are side effects of moksha. Freedom from disease, freedom from death, freedom from old age. How many of you want to meet the loved ones who have separated from you? All the Saptalokas, wherever that consciousness is, you will have access to that. You will have visa to get into any dimension of this cosmos and meet any creature who has taken birth. How many of you want to meet Patanjali, want to meet Krishna, want to meet any conscious center of energy? You can directly sit and interview them. You can meet your uncle, your grandmother, whoever that you have missed in your life again. Do you want that freedom? It is possible. People like Mahatar Babaji who are there. Why go that far? Sai Baba. He was into samadhi. He was below the earth for 3 days and again came back. Jesus went and came back. People have demonstrated this repeatedly, no? Freedom from, for Buddha, it all started that he wanted freedom from suffering. He saw one old man, he saw somebody dying, he saw in dukkha, he said. So, this is moksha. A state where, as the moment you desire, the thing that you want is there in front of you. The whole Prakriti is there to serve you. You are the Swami, that is the Swa. Whole Prakriti, the whole cosmos. A state where, in a flash, universes are created. Not only galaxies, universes. Krishna says, what else should I tell you more, Arjuna? With just a gentle support of my finger, I am holding this whole universe. Every moment with this Om, in 360 degree, there is creation of new universes. Every moment, millions and millions of universes are being created. And this whole cosmos is expanding more than the speed of light. Even now, scientists say that this universe just expands. Quantum physicists, it just doesn't reverse by day, expanding, 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 expanding endlessly at the speed of light in 360 degrees. And who is doing that? What is the source? That is Om. People have aligned themselves to this Om. Guru Nanak said, Ek Onkar Satnam Karta Purakhu. Everything is done by one Onkar. I can hear that. It is reverberating in my spine. Moksha Sthiti is the state of ultimate liberation from the laws of nature. All the laws of time and space. You have the freedom to cross and transcend them. That is known as anabhighataha. Patanjali also says this in here only. Tad dharman anabhighataha. Where does this sutra come? Tad dharman anabhighataha. Pancha Mahabhutas. When yogi does this samyama on Panchamahabhutas, he does anabhighata of their dharma. Means what? If it is a wall, he will cross it. Solid will not be solid for him. He will walk on water. He will enter into fire without burning. He will fly in. So the dharma of the Panchamahabhuta is crossed by the yogi. He has overcome that law. Now, how many laws are working on you right now? When you jump, you have to come back, right? You cannot remain up. Correct? But there are yogis who levitate against the earth. So yogis have repeatedly demonstrated that there is no law that can hold on to. You can transcend and go beyond all the laws, and it is very much possible. This is the science of overcoming all the laws that bind you. When you have overcome each and every law of the universe, you are in moksha. That is why even a fellow who is not interested, he should be interested in this state, because his desires also will get fulfilled in this state of moksha. So therefore, tato dvandva anabhighataha. Fine. So we have explored in detail about the asanas and the role of tapas. Before we end the class, any questions on what we have discussed? So the way to cross the laws of nature are either by jnana, or by karma, or by bhakti, or by determined practice of yoga techniques. All four paths, from whichever side you climb, you will only reach the top of the mountain. But you have to find out which is your path. How do you find which is your path? Whether my path is a path of karma, or jnana, or bhakti, or Raj Yoga, how do I find it? So whatever has been your genetic tendency, whenever you were stressed, how did you cope? That is the tendency you are carrying from your past lives, from your past janmas. So if you cope by deep analysis, reading books, understanding, people, what they did in that situation, you have role models, you are fond of that, then you are a Jnana Yoga person. You have to get into deeper questionings. The laws of the nature, how do you overcome them? Who am I? This questioning is one path. Can I ask a deeper question than this? Once you get an answer, ask even deeper. That is for a person who has analytical mind. Then there is another person who is simply too high in his willpower, determination. Once I decide, I never give up. Personalities who are Kshatriyas. In your Kundali also you can see, if you know your time and date of birth and put in Astro Sage, it will tell you that you are which Varna. If it shows Kshatriya, then you are a person who has never give up attitude. Then you should go for Raj Yoga. Whereas if it shows Brahmana, then you can go for Jnana or Bhakti. Then the third are Vaishyas. If it shows Vaishya, then you have to do karma and get into the secret of action. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that in the beginning I told this secret of Karma Yoga to Surya, to sun. Then sun told it to Ikshvaku. Then it came down, and then Janaka. Then this science was lost. Then I am telling you this again. Then Krishna told to Arjuna, again that science was lost. Now I am telling you again. Secret of action. Buddhi Yoga. Patanjali, Krishna uses the word Buddhi Yoga. In the second chapter, Buddhi Yoga word comes. And the secret of action. Dr. H.R. Nagendra has written a beautiful book which is called a Secret of Action. You can search it in Amazon also. So this is Karma Yoga. Can I do my action like a sun? Giving, shining like a sun, not asking anything in return. And then comes Bhakti. Through one pointed Bhakti also, you can reach the very same state. But for that, all your emotions, all your bhavas, sarva bhavena bharata tameva sharanam gaccha. Only one. Your love should be for only one. Not for the person, but for the divine in the heart of that person. It's not that you have to ignore the people around you, but you have to just change, bring a shift into the way you see them. You no longer see the people, you only see the divine in their heart, and only connect to that divine in all possible ways. Then it is known as Sarva Bhavena. All bhavas go into only one. All emotions have only one center. If it goes anywhere else, it is not bhakti. So in that way also, you can overcome these laws. So fine, we will continue this discussion. Next week, I will be in Germany. I don't know the situation, but we may have an online class, but I don't know. I will put in the group. Okay? Fine. I will be there for 2 weeks till Feb 24th. Huh? I go on 10th night. Okay? Thank you. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.